Yo guys, what's going on? It's your buddy Double D, and welcome back to Tom Clancy's The Division. Today we're going to be going over my PvE build, and this is a build strictly for solo underground farming. And I'm going to share with you guys why I think it works out really well, and what you should be aiming for if you're trying to grind some hard modes, things like that, solo dolo. So let's jump right into it. The set that I'm using is Alpha Bridge. I have the 4-piece, which allows me to have all of the talents that I have unlocked on whatever weapon I'm using. So you can see I've got my G36, and this is what's really nice about this build, is the stats that I have on these guns are nothing crazy and impressive. Now, this is a 204 G36. I have Stable, which is whatever, Intense, which isn't even unlocked, and Focused, which is obviously complete garbage. Once I get some more Phoenix credits, things like that, I will try and re-roll to at least get something like maybe Fierce. I don't know. We'll see. And then on my other gun, I only have 2 talents unlocked, but those are Deadly and Vicious. So those are really nice to have. Obviously, having something like Fierce or Brutal or Skilled, something along those lines would be really nice. But this works with pretty much, you know, any ragtag set of talents, and it allows you to just kind of mix and not have to worry about getting a god roll on one specific weapon, which is really nice. The only concern with using Alpha Bridge is that if your aim is not that good, you're going to be running out of ammo a lot. And I highly recommend definitely making sure that you have a Lone Star, a 2-piece Lone Star for the restocks, and just make sure that you stock up before and obviously halfway through. Don't forget to throw in your Lone Star pieces. And that helps. I don't have a ton of trouble, and you guys know I have potato aim, so you guys should be fine as well. Going into the gear pieces themselves, I have a 268 Alpha Bridge chest piece. I have a 214 Alpha Bridge mask. That's crafted. I have a 240 Alpha Bridge knee pad. Those were dropped from the Dark Zone. I have a 268 Alpha Bridge holster, which was dropped from the Underground. And I have a 214 Blind Power backpack, which was dropped as well from the Underground. Now, going into a little more specific detail with these things, it's not skill level. Item level is very important for one reason. Now, if we take a look at my 268 Alpha Bridge chest piece versus, let's say, my 214 Blind Nullification Projection vest, that's a lot to say. You can see that the armor is significantly higher on this roll, and they both have armor rolls. So this is going to come with a 530 plus armor roll, and this is going to come with a 721 armor roll, so almost 200 more armor. And that just basically, the higher the item level, the more armor you're going to be able to roll on these specific pieces, which is going to allow you to get to the armor cap much quicker. You can even see my Reclaimer chest piece here has no armor roll on it. It's a 268 piece, and it's only 200 lower than the Blind that does have an armor roll. So item level is very important in helping us reach the armor cap, which is very important, obviously. You don't want to get shredded. The mods that I have on here are firearm mods and a little bit of armor. I would like to, as I go a little further on, replace some of these armor mods with skill power mods, just to crank up my skill power a little bit more. Ideally, what I really want to do for my solo build is I want 4 Alpha Bridge and 2 Blind for the pulse critical hit damage, but we'll see. Yeah, so you definitely want to focus, like I've always said in all of my videos. We'll go look at my character sheet real quick, starting in survivability. The very first thing that you want to focus on, especially when running solo, is going to be your armor. You definitely need to hit that 75% cap. The way that we can do that is simply by making sure that we've got armor mods in, you know, with the secondary stats. So like I have here, firearm mods with armor on them. And also rolling armor on things like the holster. You can roll armor if you really need it on the backpack, but I recommend rolling skill power instead. I roll armor on my chest piece, and I roll armor sometimes on my knee pads when I need them. So I think I have a piece. Yeah, here we go. This is a piece that I was using before I got all of my Alpha Bridge set, and you can see I still have my armor roll on there. Now, if I put that on, that's not going to do any good for me because obviously I'm already at the armor cap. So once I reach the armor cap, I start going back and rolling off the armor from things that I don't need. So, for example, I re-rolled back to critical hit damage on this, and I re-rolled back to skill power on this. The mask, you can roll crit hit chance, but again, I prefer skill power, so that's what I roll. As far as what stats you're looking for, the first thing that you need to do is get your toughness up to a level that you're comfortable with. And about 441, 450, that's a good level for running solo, and it's not that difficult to do. You just have to make sure you're hunting down the right pieces and getting your armor cap up. Now, moving right along, let's look at my weapons. Critical hit chance is at 39.5 when I'm at full health because I have Vicious. My critical hit damage is at 142, and the headshot damage is at 98%. For those of you that are having trouble making sure that you're hitting that critical hit chance cap, make sure that you're looking for attachments with critical hit chance on them. Now, you can see here, I have a headshot damage and critical hit chance on my sight. You can put critical hit chance on your mag if you prefer that, but I just prefer the DPS jump that you get from rate of fire. I think that rate of fire is king on magazines, but I've been wrong before. Obviously the grip, 31% stability, accuracy, you guys know the drill, and then accuracy and critical hit damage on my muzzle. This could be a better roll. Obviously, accuracy is just kind of a shitty stat in general because it falsely inflates your DPS. Also, I have a, where is it? Here we go. Oh, no, that's not it. Okay, I don't have it on this one. Hold on, let me show you guys. You can get an attachment suppressor that if you really need that critical hit chance, there it is. It will give you 7% critical hit chance, but the reduced threat is kind of bleh. I prefer critical hit damage. So yeah, those are some tips on how to get that critical hit chance up with the nerf. Obviously, you can do things like put Savage on your gloves, and if you're really, really struggling, roll off that skill power and use critical hit chance on your mask, but I definitely think skill power is going to be a much better investment for PvE in the underground. Now, a couple of things that makes your life a little easier. Obviously, it's going to help you. You don't need to have a god roll gun. You can just get kind of two mediocrely. Is that a word? I don't think this is a word. You can get kind of two randomly shitty rolled guns and combine them. You know, our powers combined and make a pretty decent gun. But also the 7 medkit capacity is really nice as well. Obviously, when you're running things like skilled. And no, Mad Skills. I keep calling it skilled, but it's not. It's called Mad Skills. The one that basically when you use a skill, it puts the other one on cooldown. You can find yourself in bad situations and not have your heal up, and having 7 med kits instead of the regular number is definitely very helpful. So anyways, like I said, this build still needs some tweaking. If I could get a better G36, get some better talents on some better guns, that would be great. And obviously get some better rolls on some higher item level pieces like the mask piece and probably a better backpack, etc., etc. Some better gloves would be great. This build will start to do a lot better, perform a lot better. But this is great for solo underground, especially for the early levels. If you're only farming the hard mode, it's really easy, and you just chew through enemies right off the bat. As far as talents go, I don't even know what I'm running. Oh, this is the other thing. I run First Aid, obviously with Overdose, Pulse with Tactical Scanner, but instead of running Survivor Link like everybody else in the world, I run Tactical Link. And the reason is because with 450k toughness, you don't really need Survivor Link. As long as you're careful and you're not just running in all willy-nilly, guns blazing, you'll be fine. And the Tactical Link allows you to just kind of burn through the heavily armed hostiles that appear at the end of the underground mission without having to worry too much about getting overwhelmed by the ads. So I find that the boost in DPS outweighs the boost in survivability in the end. Talents, you guys know we're rocking Critical Save and Combat Medic as always. I'm also using One is None and On the Move. On the Move is nice for the extra damage reduction. If you start to get kind of overwhelmed, you can kill someone while you're running and get a little bit of damage bonus. One is None helps with ammo conservation. There are a couple of others here that I want to show you real quick that can help. I don't use them that often, so I don't know exactly what they're called, otherwise I would just tell them to you. I'm looking for them. Okay, here we go. This Repo Reaper is really nice to have, especially when you have the Waste Not Want Not modifier on. Kill a hostile with the sidearm to receive 30 rounds for your primary weapon. That is very nice. And This one, headshot a hostile to pulse them for 10 seconds. With the fog of war, when you're running solo, if you're having trouble keeping track of the enemies and they're flanking around behind you, this is a really nice one to have, help you keep track of people as well. Other than that, you guys know pretty much the way that you're going to play. Don't rush it. Play at a comfortable pace, because if you're playing solo and you die, the mission is over, and there's nothing more frustrating than wasting intel. Anyways, there is a completely separate build that I'm going to be using once I unlock heroics and start running those in groups, and I will get that to you. It is the Reclaimer. It's the Reclaimer set, and it's a skill power build, but I don't actually have that, otherwise I would show you. But once I get that and I start running heroics, I'll have some gameplay of that and a build guide up as well. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Double D out. Peace!